If you're on the fence about Modern Horizons 3 this close to the release of the product, then this is probably a video you're going to want to watch, because in today's video, we are going to discuss the sales volumes, the singles sales, and what's going on with the pre-sold market and products being relisted. We have a lot to cover in today's video. The closer we get to Modern Horizons 3, the bumpier the road for this product appears to be. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on the channel. And a reminder before we start today's video that, hey, if you enjoy the Moxman, if you like my content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notification bell because new content comes out every single day. We're only 267 subscribers away from 22,000. Thanks again to everyone out there who's hitting that subscribe button and making it happen for my channel. Thanks again, guys. So what's going on? Well, we have a couple things to cover in today's video. We're going to start with the Commander decks. And yes, I'm aware of stores canceling some Commander decks. It happened a few weeks back, but it appears the closer we get, there's more orders being canceled. They're not being fulfilled, and some people are being refunded money. That's one thing that's happened the last couple of days. Now, from what I understand, it's coming in two waves. One, there's some players accusing the store of canceling their order only to reissue it at a higher price point, or cracking it open at the store level so they can actually have singles and stuff to sell from those Commander decks. Interesting. I have not dealt with any stores personally that are doing this. I had a few weeks back or a week ago, a couple of stores had their allocations cut, and guys, they're not getting the product. They ordered, let's say, 12 and they're getting 6. So yes, they had to contact people. That doesn't mean that those players won't get the Commander decks, but they won't get them at release. And I understand how that comes across. You've pre-ordered, you've prepaid, and you're being told you won't get it on game day. And that's horrible. I don't think that should be allowed. I do think it's kind of bad mathematics to say I have X amount of money, I ordered X amount, and it didn't work out. I like the stores who either don't pre-sell now because they just don't know what they're getting. It's a new world we're living in, and Wizards seems to really have a chokehold on what product's being given out. But at the same time, if you think you're only going to get half, then you give out half of half as your pre-orders until you get the second wave in. And a lot of these stores are accommodating for the second wave. But the idea that your order's getting canceled and being relisted at a higher price is very upsetting to a lot of players. It leaves a very bad taste in your mouth. It's very understandable. Now, the closer we get though as well, we are having a whole bunch of cards show up, right? We see all these new cards coming along. The adapt mechanic is back, and we see these lands that can be a spell or a land. It's kind of a take on things we already know. Not bad, not great, very interesting, but it doesn't seem to attract the players to the collector boxes. Play booster boxes currently are doing okay. Most stores I know have sold way more than they did for stuff like Murders at Karlov Manor, of course, or even the sets we've just had, like Outlaws of Thunder Junction. We have a pretty good sell-through rate of a lot of these products, and of course it's backed on things like TCG Player. You can see even on Amazon, you can see there's fairly decent sales for the Play Booster box. Bundles are doing really well, by the way. I have a lot of stores who've already sold out of their pre-order bundles, which I think is fantastic. Great for the store, great for the players who want to only spend like $100 and just get a small amount. But the collector box, this is where things are getting a little bit nutty. I have never seen this many collector boxes canceled. Okay? I know it's a pricey product, but to see the level we've seen cancel over the last 7 days, and especially over the last 2 days, it's a lot higher than I expected, okay? And players have every right to cancel. I know some stores that did pre-orders can't float that amount, and they've told you you're stuck with it because you paid for it. We're giving it to you. We used your money to directly buy it, so you would have your copy. I get it. But there's also people who have canceled. Now I had stores that were sold out telling me they got 3 boxes, 4 boxes, 12 boxes available because a whole bunch of people backed out because they were allowed to. Depending on what store you're dealing with, you'll have different situations and different ways of handling those issues as they arise. Now, here's the thing as well. The prices of the collector box are still slipping every day. A few days ago, I did that price drop video about the prices falling. But in case you guys didn't know, I update it every single day on that video. Every day in the video, I go and I look at Amazon throughout the day, find the lowest price at that day, and mark it down so you can see how the product is falling. It is fascinating to watch them mark down the Amazon price and get closer and closer. And as they get closer to release date and the price drops a little bit more, the sales uptick a little bit more. But we're still hearing about a lot of cancellations at LGS level. Now, I'm not sure how many people have canceled on Amazon. I don't know how far that goes. I don't get that information easily. So it's kind of fascinating to go through and see what players are really thinking. When a player cancels, they're not happy. They're not happy with the product. They don't like the direction. They don't like the cards. They don't think the value's there. And so many people I know have said, I can cancel the order and I'm going for the singles. I'm going for a whole bunch of the individual cards I want from the set, and that will allow me to get everything I need. I don't think, the closer we get, that the fetch lands and all the air cards are a big enough draw. The inflated the pre-order pricing we're seeing is always inflated. We know that. I don't believe that pre-order pricing is really going to fall that much as players think it will, because the box prices are so high. But we will have to wait and see. As a premium product, this kind of level and the money that's spent in this area isn't sloshing around like it used to for like Modern Horizons 2 or even the last couple of years in products we've seen. It is a different economic world. I've mentioned this dozens of times. You guys are well aware of it. You're well aware. You've been educated. But at the same time, the worst case scenario is some God card gets dropped in the next couple of days as a plant by Wizards of the Coast. They go, oh, we're going to hold these last couple of mythics to right the end, or this one or two rares. It's going to blow people's minds. There is always that chance that's going to happen and shoot the box prices back up. We've seen it before. It could happen again. When we saw Imperial Seal come around, when we saw they added Mana Crypt and stuff, when we see those things get added, it usually jacks up the price. The FOMO train kind of gets hyped up again. I don't know if it can happen this time. I'll be curious to see what you guys drop in the comment sections about this, because at this stage in the game, we are so close to release that the next couple of weeks and that's it. All right, that's going to be it. It's going to release. Whatever the stores have, they're going to have, and we don't know the allocation period waiting for the next level, the next series to be released out to the stores. We don't know if they're going to get 30 new boxes of Commander decks or 5 or 6 more collector boxes. Are they going to be able to get another case of Play Booster boxes? We know the print runs are lowered, but we don't know to what degree. We don't get those numbers. We only know that after these products come out right now, players and stores have a harder time getting hold of the product again in sealed form. It seems to be a waiting period of a few weeks. We saw that with Mirza Karlov Manor initially, just for a week and a half. Some stores I knew sold out, and then it all came back flooding in. They could get as much as they want, and then Mirza Karlov Manor fell apart, and things got really cheap, and it's readily available. Things like Thunder Junction, the stores kind of bought the boxes. They're not restocking nearly as quickly as they did a few weeks back, but we knew that was going to happen because Modern Horizons 3 really came onto the forefront and offered a real opportunity for players to look at the cards now and decide if they want to buy and at least hit up the singles. Now, the singles, let me finish things off. The singles side of things are selling really well. Okay? I don't know how many stores are taking the risk of mass box openings. I don't know how many stores are doing it. I know some of the large LGS stores will do it, but the smaller stores who may open a few pre-release packs or open 1 box or 2 boxes will probably not be able to keep up demand for a lot of the singles in their local market. There's a lot of cards that players do want to get their hands on, and they are willing to pay the price to get them, even the premium price, but those stores are stuck with a lot of bulk afterwards, cards that aren't going to move. Cards that aren't going to be able to attract enough players to want to purchase them. And they may be able to piecemeal that out over time, but if you think your store is going to open tons of extra boxes, that's where I think you're going to find the fallacy of your idea. Like, the stores will open a ton and I can get the singles I need. No. Big stores, large LGS, TCG player, you may see that individual sellers can make a lot of money moving this market very quickly. That first 2 weeks, you will see cards fly off the shelf, and we will see price fluctuations pretty high, depending on which cards like Urza's Cave and stuff really move. Now, at the same time, players with patience, I think, will still come out ahead in some of these cards, but not all of them. I think the market reaction is going to be a little bit strange on this product still. So, singles, crazy selling. The pre-orders coming in that I'm getting, massive for stores. They're like, yeah. But I'm like, when I ask them, are you opening a box? They're like, no. They're opening their initial run, and then they're moving on to things like Bloomburrow. They're moving on to the next set. They got to relocate the cash. They got to pay their staff, pay their overhead, and move the cash down the line. They always have to pump and dump and move along. Doesn't mean the sets won't be sought after, but that leaves that weird market afterwards for how these cards play out in the long run. where we don't see the prices shift down after 90 days, they kind of glide. And that glide is what players have to get used to. It's not going to be a complete price dump like we used to see. So, either way, let me know what you guys see in your market. I want to know if you got orders canceled. I want to know if you've had allocations cut at your store. Email me, talk to me, put this stuff in the comment section so we can join that conversation together and really see how things are going. I only have 46 stores in my area of things I cover. I'd like to get a bigger outlay of stores. So if any stores want to reach out to me and pass along some info, I'll be happy to add your names and stuff into my description of the videos to give you a little bit more exposure. If you're a good store, assuming, I know I had to take a couple stores off the list, you guys know who you are. You broke the rules. Anyway, thanks a lot for hanging out, guys. Thanks for being here on the channel today. And of course, I will see you guys tomorrow for the top 10 selling cards. And you might see a pre-order card on the list. I'll see you guys then. Have a great day. Hey guys, a shout out, a thank you to all the amazing patrons of this channel. Because of those patrons, we get daily uploaded content. You can become a patron too. You just go to my Patreon, look me up and see if I got some spaces available. I'll be happy to put you into our giveaways. Guys, thanks again to my patrons, my YouTube membership members for making this all possible. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. You have made it past the rainbow. You are in the pot of gold and everything is working out just the way it's supposed to be. So because everything's going the way it's supposed to be and this is exactly where you're supposed to be at this moment in time, we're going to stop right there so you can enjoy yourselves. Doesn't that feel better? I'll see you guys tomorrow.